This year we have used IEW for 3 separate subjects within our 5th grade homeschool, and today I want to talk about them. First of all, we used all things fun and fascinating for writing. We used Fix-It grammar, the nose tree, and then we also used cursive. So first of all, let's talk about all things fun and fascinating. On their website, IEW has this great pathway to help you choose which writing curriculum would be best for your homeschool. All things fun and fascinating is recommended for level 3. We started it in January of my daughter's 4th grade year. We did take it quite slowly because writing is not her favorite subject, and we worked our way through all things fun and fascinating, and we have finished it in 5th grade. When we first started with all things fun and fascinating, my daughter loved it. She grasped onto it and she was excited about writing for the very first time. That lasted for a couple of months. And then she decided that she didn't like it, but it wasn't that she didn't like all things fun and fascinating, it's that she doesn't really like writing. And I had to personally come to that realization that that's okay. She cannot like writing, but she still has to learn how to do it. And all things fun and fascinating has helped with that. Fun and fascinating is set up in line with the other writing curricula in that you have the information to read, and then you have places to take your notes for your outline. And then when you're rewriting it, they give you different information what you need to include. So my daughter really likes this checklist. It tells you for each part of the paper what you're looking for. That you're looking for the topic sentence, the clincher, strong verbs, ly words. And this is extremely valuable in her doing her writing and knowing what she is supposed to be doing and being able to check off that she has done what she is supposed to. Additionally, in the back of the book, you can see there's some quality adjectives, also the strong verbs, and then you have ly words. I also have the teacher's manual for all things fun and fascinating, and this has been extremely helpful in us working through our very first IEW writing curriculum. It gives some general information. It is certainly not nearly as detailed as the whole structure and style program, but it does give general information in how to utilize this curriculum, how you're planning to do an outline, and then also what you want to look at in each of the different lessons. It also provides vocabulary words and different instructions for utilizing the vocabulary within all things fun and fascinating, as well as some games to reinforce these vocabulary words. At this point, I have not taken the IEW teaching course, nor has my daughter done structure and style. This is something that she did prior to us being exposed to structure and style, but this was still extremely helpful. Did we like all things fun and fascinating? Well, the answer is yes and no. I liked it. I like the way IEW sets up teaching writing. My daughter very much responds to checklists. She loves the fact that they give her a topic. It's not something that she has to come up with out of her mind, out of her own imagination. They give her what she's supposed to write about, and then they give her that checklist to be able to mark off that she has done it. Now, the no part is really, she doesn't like writing. But that's okay because she is learning a lot, even though she is not loving it. So the answer to did we like it is yes and no. The answer to would we use it again is a resounding yes. If you like videos like this, please give us a thumbs up. Next up is cursive. My daughter had previously learned how to read and write in cursive. So my goal for this cursive material was to reinforce and to make her more fluent with her writing of the cursive letters, just make her more comfortable with them. It starts with some general information on how to use the book. It shows you how the student is going to be learning to do strokes for the different letters. Then you have the scope and sequence, and then it goes into working on each of the individual letters as well as pairs. Once you have learned how to do that, you will start writing individual phrases. And so the plan here is for you to set the timer for 15 minutes, have great posture, use your pen, and write this as many times as you can within that 15 minutes. You are supposed to make sure that you use a pen and not a pencil because you don't want to erase. You want to just mark a line through it if you mess up and keep on going. There are a number of these pages throughout the back for when you have finished learning about your letters, and then there are some pages for some free write, and finally you have a page to show you the different strokes. IEW does recommend using gel pens for cursive, and I purchased some of those at the beginning. My daughter said this is the only thing that can make cursive fun. She, again, thought that was fun for about 2 weeks, and then she decided she didn't, that even gel pens could not make cursive fun. But this did exactly what I needed it to. It helped reinforce what she already knew, and it helped her become more comfortable with cursive. And now the question is, would we use the IEW cursive again? Probably not, because for the price point, I could get other materials that would do the same thing, but would be at a lower cost. Since my daughter had already learned those letters, she already learned how to make words, she had already learned how to write in cursive. So I really didn't need that. I needed something for reinforcement. This definitely did it, but I could find something less expensive that would do it as well. Please make sure you're subscribed by hitting that red subscribe button. Next is Fix-It Grammar. In January, we switched to Fix-It Grammar and we worked with the nose tree. There are individual instructions for what you're supposed to be doing. So every day you will read the sentence and you will read the instructions for that day. So for example, for this day, you would learn about comparative adjectives, and then you would read the sentence, look up your vocabulary. So you read the sentence, and then you would identify each of the different parts of speech based on this list, which you have already learned, as well as using your correct punctuation marks. Also, you would look up the vocabulary words that are in bold, and then each week you would have a new set of sentences for the next week, and then sometimes you have a new concept, or sometimes you're doing review. Now IEW did update this curriculum, so there are some changes to the nose tree with the new version of this curriculum. In addition to fixing these sentences, there is also some pages at the end, which we just cut these out and put them in the box for you to do flashcards with review of the different concepts that are being taught within Fix-It Grammar. Something that I really liked about Fix-It Grammar was this glossary. There is so much information that they include in here about the parts of speech. There is the definition, but also examples, helping verbs, coordinating conjunctions, and then you also have additional rules and concepts. So you have your punctuation marks, you have information about writing, your sentence opener, your clause openers, and these are different pieces that you will be looking at throughout the program for the different days. My daughter is a kinesthetic learner, and so we figured out how to use Fix-It Grammar in a kinesthetic way, and it was with these wonderful magnets. Also, I really like diagramming sentences. Fix-It Grammar does not do that. My daughter had learned how to diagram in her previous grammar curriculum, and so I wanted to keep reinforcing that, and so we did bring in workbooks to help with reinforcing and teaching that diagramming, which I'm very thankful that we did. So would we use Fix-It Grammar again? Probably not. But the reason why is because we didn't start with Fix-It Grammar. I can see a great benefit of starting like in 3rd or 4th grade with Fix-It Grammar, and then you can reinforce those concepts and you can truly grow. Where we had started with a different curriculum up through the first semester of 5th grade, when we went to the beginning of Fix-It Grammar, it was just an issue in that it was not challenging enough at that time. And that's not to say that it wouldn't have been challenging in the future. And that's not to say that a different book wouldn't have been more challenging. With us starting at the nose tree, we just did not have any new concepts, and therefore it was very difficult for my daughter to buy in to this curriculum without those new concepts, where she thought that she already knew what this could teach her. It was just a very difficult sell. So looking back, if I had to do it all over again, if I thought I was going to use Fix-It Grammar, I would have started with Fix-It Grammar. I think that this is a great place to start. It's a great, gentle way to approach grammar. But where we had started with a different curriculum up until the middle of 5th grade, it was not a good transition at that time for us. But I do see the benefit of the way Fix-It Grammar has the gentle approach and how you are reinforcing the information sentence after sentence. And plus, it is a lot of fun to read the story along the way. That is one of our favorite parts about the nose tree, was finding out what was going to happen. I hope this video has been helpful. If you are interested in more about our English language arts journey, please click here.